I purchased this unit online when it was on sale based on mostly favorable reviews. It is my hope that despite being relatively inexpensive, it will be up to the light-duty usage I have planned for it. So this is a box opening of a King paint sprayer. Just got it. We'll see what's in the box, and then we're going to go with the first use. The first time ever I've used one of these devices. So here's what you get in the box. This is the box within the shipping box that the actual product is in. So what is in the box? There's a little tool that's used inside there. And there are 2 additional nozzles. Now there is one in here. It gives you 3 different spray patterns. You can see that the nozzles have different size holes to allow for more dispersal. This is a viscosity measuring cup. And there is a fairly complete manual. It certainly tells you how to tear it apart and what the parts are and what to do with them. And this is all typical siphoning straw, which can be popped out and cleaned. Everything, I'm going to be using nothing but water base in this gun, so it's cleanup's going to be fairly easy. I just want to make it last. I don't want to have to make this purchase over and over again, in the coming years. So I'm going to take care of it, and one of the ways to do that is educate yourself. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on this sort of thing, and even though I've never done it before, I'm confident I'm going to have good results. Here's a close-up of everything I received and the unit specs for those who look at unit specs. Now let's move on to preparing the paint. So the next step is to thin your paint. I have a quart of latex paint here. The guidelines for thinning paint are as follows. Pour the paint into a mixing container. Add half a cup of water for every gallon of paint or 1 ounce of water for every quart of paint. Then mix thoroughly. Check the thickness by running the paint through the viscosity testing funnel. If it flows freely through the funnel, the paint is thinned enough. If you need to add more water, be careful. At this point, it takes very little to get to the thinness desired. Another little piece I've rescued from the recycling. We're going to use a viscosity cup. If it flows easily through this small aperture, if you can see that, I'll hold that right up. If it flows easily through that small hole, then it is good enough for this spray gun. Now, I don't consider that real easy. It's flowing through there and there's not a problem. But I think I'm going to put another 1/4 of an ounce in there just to be certain. Just a little bit more. Now, I'll do this one more time. I can see it's flowing so much easier now. So this is the new stuff coming through now. So now we're off to use our new spray gun. To ensure that I don't end up with paint sprayed everywhere, I put together a little 3-sided paint bay made from wooden strips and 3mm poly. The 3 sections measure 3 feet by 6 feet and are held together by 1 3-inch deck screw on each corner. The sections are attached to each other with a loose hinge on one side made from tie straps and a tighter hinge on the other side made from cardboard. It's underneath, it's not visible, but it's there. The point of this is to allow the one side with the loose hinge to be wrapped completely around the other 2 sections to lie flat for storage. You see it standing flat against the wall here. You also see my practice piece sitting in the paint bay ready for painting. I hope to use this bay several times before dismantling it, saving the wood and discarding the poly. My practice piece is a stand for my table saw, which was built from scrap wood a few months ago. The proper way to do this would be to reach in and begin from the back, but for the camera I'm going to begin by spraying the front so we can see the results. It would only mean repositioning the piece between spraying one extra time. Okay, here we go. So normally I would take a more systematic approach to painting, obviously starting at the back, but I just wanted to demonstrate the machine. I'm happy with it. It's definitely going to do the job that I was intending to. I'll get better at thinning the paint. This paint seemed just not to flow quite the way I liked it, or I thought it would have. But that aside, it works, and I'm going to be busy painting some chairs with it. Now I'm going to thin my paint ever so slightly more to make it flow just a bit more freely. I'm going to practice a little more and finish painting this table. I won't bore you with these details, so let's jump ahead to the finale. Done a quick cleanup of the unit. You see how it splits. The spray unit splits from the electrical part. So that allows you to put the entire thing in a tub, which I've done to clean it up. I'm going to run water through it next. This reservoir is full of water. The workpiece turned out fine. I had to thin the paint just a bit more one more time, and it did take some practice to get into a rhythm, but once I got the hang of using this paint gun, it was smooth sailing. I managed to cover the entire unit with paint with my ad hoc paint bay containing the overspray quite nicely. The only casualty was the sleeve of my shop coat when I foolishly reached on the table to remove a cobweb I had missed earlier. But that's what shop coats are for. The only minor criticism I have of this unit is it seems a bit heavy, though it did not bother me after 45 minutes of intermittent use. I'm happy with this. It will definitely do what I want it for. This $70 spray gun will be featured again when I set up my production line to spray paint 6 chairs. I hope to see you then.
When the stars won't shine for you, and your dreams turn black and blue, on those dark nights you'll be alright, I'll be right there with you. Together we'll see it through. When the stars won't shine for you, and your dreams turn black and blue, on those dark nights you'll be alright, I'll be right there with you. Together we'll see it through.